Hello, everyone. Welcome to November 28th Zeam call. So, today we'll go over our DevNet 1 progress and achievements and what are the next steps for actually doing a bigger interop with other clients, not only with testing with just Ream or Clean. And then we will also talk about our readiness for DevNet 2. Not readiness, basically, the next steps for DevNet 2. So let's go over, let's start from Mercy.
Hello, good morning. I don't really have much of it from my own end. Hello?
Yeah, you are not clear. Can you say it again?
Yeah, connection was bad, but from what I understand, there was nothing. She had nothing to report.
Got it. So then we can go to Chaitanya.
Yep. Hello, everyone. So this week, I mostly worked on some CI side of things, caching, and some multi-architectural release stuff. Apart from it, there was some overlap. I also worked on the full cycle test that the folks from the Ream team shared, but Anshul had already done that, so that was something I had an overlap on. Apart from it, what I have been working on is just the on the Poseidon hasher integration side. So there are quite a few things as I started going through the Plonky code base and the technicals of things. So the core issue that I have identified right now, first off, the implementation that I had out, the wrappers were incorrect. They introduced collision, so that was incorrect because it was just a very naive modular reduction. So that reduction was also lossy as well. So apart from it, the bigger issue right now is if we use the what we decided, the 16 field width uh, koala bear field, we get around 496 bits of data, but what we want to give in is 64 bytes of data, which is 512 bits. So there is no effective way to essentially put this 512 bits into what we selected. So any arbitrary leaves that we give in for hashing, uh, we just cannot give it right away. So that is the first thing. And the solution for that could be to add some sponging or padding, since again it is only for a single block as well. So the changes that I did, they're exactly for 64 byte inputs. So any arbitrary data that comes, it's going to make the flow panic right now. So or throw an error essentially. So we'll need to uh, right now we cannot handle it. So that is the case. That is the primary issue right now. So uh, again, so one another thing we can do is increase the width to the 24, and but we'll need to define a new compressor. But then we all this does not work with Plonky 3's implementation, and there we do lose parity with that. So but this gives us enough data for our 64 byte blocks and arbitrary hashing. So that is where it stands right now. Apart from it, I'll raise the PR very soon for the uh, there was event emission, some changes around that. So there was an issue. I'll raise the PR for it really soon.
Okay, I think we need to look at this game if you also want to look at this because we would want to close out our Poseidon hasher and maybe also showcase its use and so that we can basically propose it for maybe some PQ DevNet or some lean DevNet post PQ. Goals are completed and That is something I guess it would be good to show for Lean Ethereum.
Right. So, yep, sure. I'll share what I am running into, but I think it's mostly on the cryptographic side of things. So again, from what I understood, the naive implementation I pushed out earlier in the draft PR. It's again, we need somebody from the cryptography team to maybe have a look at it, and maybe they can give us some insights.
All right. So what we'll do is I'll form a group for this thing separately with Toma, and if he wants, he can pull other people into it so that we can get all our questions answered.
Great, great. Thank you.
We did have a Poseidon group with Ignacio. I'm not sure whether we can use the same thing or not. What do you think, Guillaume?
I'm happy to reuse channels instead of having my history full of dead channels. So yes, and Ignacio can always give some input if he feels inclined. So not a bad thing either.
All right, cool. And I see you have done the PR to update the lean-sig library in our Zeam so that once we merge this PR, then we should be good to make a release.
Yep,
Uh,
I did all the tests and everything seems to work.
so have you tested out with the lean quick start?
Uh,
Uh,
yes,
but
I did.
using the new #6 CLI because that has been released, I think. Has that been released, Nupur?
On the hashtag CLI, yes, that has been done.
I mean,
And
the
the
Docker
new,
image
yeah,
has
the
been.
Docker images, yes, that is done.
All right, cool. So, Chaitanya, can you test it against keys generated from Lean Kickstart? All you need to do is basically add the flag for keygen, and you just need to run the Zeam 0 node. And if it works all fine, I think it's good because all we need to do is that we are able to read the key pairs generated over there and use the new library to create the signatures. Okay, cool. So when you have tested this as well, let me know and then I'll merge in the PR. Moving to Anshul.
Yeah, so during this week, I was mostly working on interop things. So initially, like there were some minor issues that were flagged around the size of the signature. So fixed that. Apart from that, I added a few tests on our end and on lean specs so that the Genesis block hashes can be compared. Uh, and yesterday also, like I wrote a few tests to basically establish parity between the different methods that we have in form of a Genesis block from the state container and the one that we are using in our folk choice store. Uh, Apart from that, I also raised a PR on Lean Quick Start and was like basically initially I was trying to run my nodes using that, but it didn't work out. So I was like running these nodes using binaries, and initially like the ream command didn't have the binary support or Lean Quick Start. So yeah, introduced that. Apart from that, like I was also looking into the um like I was going through the PQ interop calls that have happened earlier so that I can know more about how the signature aggregation stuff can be done and the discussions that we have already had there. Uh, didn't spend much time on that, but going forward, I think like the most of the issues around interop has been solved, so I can focus on that. Apart from that, like today, I was like I was working on upgrading the encoding scheme of signatures. I have that mostly ready. I'll raise a PR soon. So basically, that PR changes the signature serialization from encoding to SSC.
Right. So basically, once we have this ready, then we will be able to do next week's interop with Zeam, because we decided that we will not use bin code in DevNet 1 itself and move to SSZ encoding. So cool. Yeah, very excited to basically, get this change in, and then we should be DevNet 1 spec ready as such. I'm putting things on the fly, but I guess whatever is relevant to signature, we should just chunk in over this particular DevNet. And then the DevNet 2 can be all about signature aggregation. Cool. All right, moving to, we don't have Kai today.
No, he messaged that he is at a parents teachers meeting.
Oh, okay. So let's move to Unipur.
So I have been mostly involved in creating Docker releases, and then after the Wednesday's call, I am working on the folk choice metrics, and I was also testing the various releases. So that's it. And right now, I'm like currently like going through some code refactoring for metrics, which I see is like very there's a lot of repetitive code, so I'm just trying to refactor it. That's all from my side.
And can you also go through issues and see which one are relevant and close out the ones that are not?
Yes, I will.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Nupur. Let's move to Giam.
Yeah, not much to update. I still need to look into the new like the state transition. Apparently we no longer pass the signature, so I have to make sure this is the thing. Otherwise, yeah, my focus is gonna be on getting more support from ZKVMs. I had a few conversations with like a few of them in Buenos Aires last week. Yeah, just yeah, it's just about creating those calls and testing it. So not much to report yet, but hopefully a lot more to report next week.
Cool. All right. Partha.
Right. Last week, I fixed one issue on Zeam where it was breaking interop, especially when running on Docker on Mac, and then addressed a couple of issues on Lean Quick Start. Most of the time I spent on optimizing hash Zig. I brought down the key generation time on the Zig implementation to approximately 40 seconds for large lifetimes, but this doesn't have the SIMD optimizations on the hash functions, which I have to do. But unfortunately, my changes have now broken the cross-language interoperability tests, especially between, I mean, Rust signing and Zig verification works, but the other way doesn't work. So I'm currently addressing that. Once I fix that, maybe I will probably achieve better optimizations. I haven't heard anything, I mean, got any feedback yet from Toma or Benedict. I'll probably let them know once I have a stable version and chase them for an issue. For a review. The latest PR on HashSig, which introduces SSZ, would require some changes to our SSZ library as well. Gam and Gajendra, I'm trying to minimize the changes required there because the container of certain things have changed. So I'll raise a PR as soon as I have something ready, but I'm waiting for the original PR on LeanSig to get merged before I can submit mine. So that's my status.
Understood. Cool. So my status has been that I have been engaged to make sure that we have been able to interop for DevNet 1 with Ream and other clients, and so we finally achieved that. And thanks for all the support to do that. So now we are at DevNet 1, and after we include few more late changes that are being pushed, for example, SSZ, containerized compression of SSZ encoding decoding of the key. I think we should be all good for doing a DevNet multi-client DevNet 1 interop that could maybe run for days or at least a day before we move on to the signature aggregation bit. And for that, we should start looking at Lean VM API. So API has been shared and with us, and it looks simple enough. So maybe we can do a bindings to expose that API to Zig. So someone may want to pick that. And then basically we can, in the next Wednesday call, we can see what do we want to push next, because even though from the discussions it seems like Lean VM is sort of still undergoing changes, but I'm not sure whether those changes are relevant to signature aggregation or not. And if that really affects the API, because even if we have a moving API, even if we have a moving Lean VM, and if the API is stable and it correctly correctly aggregates and verifies it, we can still go ahead and do integration for DevNet 2. And then we also need to think what we need to do beyond DevNet 2. And for that reason, Poseidon Hasher is something that I have in mind and that I want to propose to push forward on Lean Ethereum. And so yeah, so that is sort of my update. And yeah, Ladislas.
Yeah, sorry for a bit of a noob question, but can you? I may have missed the discussion on the Poseidon hasher, but like from an Eli 15, like what is it? How do you like how should I think about this, given your wording?
Yeah, so basically in SSZ we use SHA-256 hasher to generate hash roots, right? And though that is not really prover friendly, because Poseidon is a faster hasher for generating proofs, and that is something that we want to propose that in the next DevNet we will substitute SHA hasher with the Poseidon hasher.
Gajendra, just wanted to raise that point. We need all of them to release. I think Ream team raised it only, released one yesterday, but Clean and other clients should do. Otherwise, we'll spend an insane amount of time just debugging interop issues of peering.
Right. I mean, we will ask them to do that, but I guess we can all run the interop on Ubuntu machines and sort of. I mean, it is something, a side issue that I don't want to spend too much energy on, and wouldn't want other teams to spend too much energy on, because I mean, it's not that we are doing public releases of DevNets and have retail users run it, right? So in that sense, I guess, you know, having not all clients publishing their all platform images is fine, but yes, if they can, we will basically strongly ask them to do that. Although I think it should not be a big of deal, right? So I don't see a reason why clients wouldn't do that. Cool. Yeah, so let's move to Ladislas. Do you have anything for us, Ladislas?
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously the past 2 weeks were pretty fit with DevConnect. I think as a general sentiment, we've seen Lean Ethereum being placed in various different places by for example Vitalik in his opening talk. So I guess the week was, even though it wasn't on sort of a I guess core protocol week, we've seen Lean Ethereum and Lean Consensus being, I guess, prominently placed, and this of course has stirred a lot of discussions inside the EF, outside the EF, and the community, like how we move forward with this project in general. So I expect, over the next few months, hopefully more explicit discussions around the Lean Consensus or Lean Ethereum roadmap. We've internally started or about to start a bit of a roadmap and project management for 2026. I guess it's a first maybe milestone, which is relevant for this group. Will has started planning. Let's see whether I find the event link. Yeah, there will be an event in Cannes, right, which was announced during ETH Proofs Day, which you can expect to be like similar to Beam Day last year in Cannes. There's also efforts around combining this Lean Consensus event with, I guess, ZK EVM and I guess maybe even a Hacker House event. And probably what I also expect is some form of a sprint. Like this is in the March 28th. So the first quarter, yeah, I expect this to be dominated by sprint work towards this event. What else? No, I think that's the high level update. And I guess, yeah, also congrats from my side. It was great to see the interop, the multi-client interop on DevNet 1 working out. And yeah, excited for what's to come next.
Thank you, Ladislas. Yeah, super excited for what now things will unfold to. And I think it is great that we are paving the way for PQ into PQ Ethereum, and not only that, and we basically are trying to bring Lean Ethereum, our vision of Lean Ethereum into reality, and basically then showing to the normal mainnet clients that we have sort of covered up the basic research of it and make sure everything's work well and good, and this is something that is ready to be incorporated into the mainnet consensus. So yeah, I think with that regard, we are having a good momentum as a whole entire Lean Ethereum community and the clients that we have. And we will continue to push forward on it and have great progress. And yeah, so this event also looks exciting. And definitely if we can also, I will see that. I think we'll soon see Lean Ethereum effort going over to the execution side, and so in that sense, ETH Proofs Day would also be quite relevant. So combined with that, this could be a really useful event for Zeam and for other Lean clients. Cool. All right. So that will be all for today's call, unless anyone else has anything to say. All right, then.
Wait, sorry.
See you.
Yeah. I'm. If you want me to look at PRs, please send them my way. I'm, drowning in messaging right now, but I would love to review some PRs if there's something.
Super amazing. All right. So I think one of the things that we want Guillaume to help us is with the Poseidon hasher, and definitely overall PRs that are going on in Zeam. I know that you keep looking onto them and keep reviewing them. So thanks for all the effort that you're putting out there. All right, guys. So we will then see you next week on 5 December. And hopefully by then, before then, we'll see you in the Wednesday call on 3rd December. And we'll have a quite clear picture of what to do next beyond DevNet 1, because by 3rd December, I think we should be sort of finalized on the DevNet 1 spec and trying to do a bigger interop with multiple clients. Thank you, everyone. So see you next time.
Thank you,
Take care.
guys.
Thanks, Katrina.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Yeah. Bye.